Whether it's for the whole family or a single serving, putting together a meal can be a daunting task. Right now, a popular trend on TikTok has users thinking about what snacks or leftovers can make a good dinner plate with little to no cooking involved. But is girl dinner nutritious? Bridget is standing by now with questions in today's Ask a Doctor.
Ask a Doctor is sponsored by Red Mountain Weight Loss.
So, what is girl dinner? It typically consists of some sort of fruit, cheese, a carb, and other odds and ends. But like a lot of trends that you might see online, they can get out of context very quickly and in this case become unhealthy for us. Joining us now, registered dietitian Sarah Ream from Orlando Health. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
I came across this and it was really funny to me. I thought it was a joke, but it's a real thing. It happens.
Yeah, it's a real thing. And essentially what girl dinner is at its core is a collection of random snack foods. It's things we have on hand, it's things that we don't have to cook, and they don't require a lot of planning to put together into a meal.
Yeah. Why did they coin it girl dinner? Because really, I mean, we all go through this where you just don't feel like cooking, you just grab what you got and just make a little meal out of it.
So it's something that's easy for women to put together. I mean, it's no secret that a lot of the women are the ones that are cooking and preparing the meals in their household. So this is a way for them to take a little break and relax a little bit on certain nights.
So I saw some people holding different food items that you wouldn't think of as dinner foods, but how do people get creative with this?
Sure. So it's entirely possible to create a balanced nutrition meal with a girl dinner format. What we want to do in that situation is make sure that we're including all of the different food groups. So making sure that we've got fruits and vegetables on there, we've got some sort of protein, as well as some sort of grain that's going to add nutritional value to our meal that we're having.
So the fruit, the cheese, it's not a bad thing, but how do we balance it out?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about balance, everything in moderation, including moderation. But the cheese is a great option. You know, you've got a lot of protein in there. You've got some calcium as well. We do want to look for a low-fat cheese. I know that cheese is one of the things that's usually featured in the girl dinner. So looking for a low-fat option is a good way to make it a little bit of a healthier choice.
And this is not a sustainable thing. This is just when you're in a pinch or you're just too tired, you know, at the end of a long day to cook, but you just want to keep in mind those main nutritional groups in what you put together in that girl dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. So like you said, it's not something that we want to be doing every single day necessarily, because we want variety in our diet. You know, when you hear people talking about eating the rainbow, it's for a reason. So we want as much color, as much variety in our diet as we can get. But like you said, in a pinch, it's a good option as long as you're making sure that it's balanced.
What are some of your go-to suggestions when people talk about like, oh, I end up getting junk food at the end of the day or binging on something really unhealthy? What are some of those, top 5 simple items that you say to have on hand so that you can have healthier meals but keep it simple and quick?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come as no surprise when I say fruits and vegetables. You know, having fruits and vegetables that can be eaten raw don't require a lot of prep work. I personally like to prep all of my produce right when I bring it home from the store. That way it's as easily accessible as some of those other snacky, junky foods. But having things like grapes, apples, maybe some of those little oranges, things that are easy to kind of, consume, don't require a lot of cooking, or something like carrot sticks or celery sticks. Those are great additions to a plate that are quick and easy to grab out of the fridge.
Yeah, that sounds like the snacks that I set up for my kids to take to school every day. So girl dinner sometimes ends up being taking the snacks that the kids didn't get by the end of the week.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And it just goes to show that it doesn't always have to be a complete, well thought out meal that requires hours of cooking. You know, you can bring all of those elements together and still create a balanced, nutritious plate.
And when we look at, skipping meals, this is better than skipping a meal. Talk to us about how that can be a detriment on you. If, we have intermittent fasting. Some people do that, but skipping meals is not healthy over a long
Right, absolutely. It can be very difficult to meet your nutritional needs just at its most basic form with your calorie and your protein. We require calories for energy, we require protein to maintain our muscle health, and we have to have that. So if we're skipping meals, it can be really difficult to meet our calorie and protein needs overall. So having something like a girl dinner that is more snacky, requires less planning, takes some of the pressure off, but still gets us to eat and still gets us to meet our nutritional goals.
When it also comes to timing, what do you recommend to your patients when it comes to the ideal time to have dinner in comparison to when they go to bed?
Sure. So I typically recommend trying to eat dinner at least 2 to 3 hours prior to going to bed. And that's different for everybody depending on what your schedule is and, when you're going to sleep. But at least 2 to 3 hours helps it align with the natural hormone changes that go on when our body is preparing to rest. It aligns with that circadian rhythm so that our food can be processed and metabolized to the best of our body's ability.
All right, great. Well, Sarah, thanks for this information. And so we'll have our grilled dinners tonight if we run out of time.
Yes.
Okay. All right, back to you, Jules.